And we are live. How you doing? And Rich, you're did you add something here? Oh, having trouble streaming to Rumble doesn't well, whatever.
I didn't break.
No, it's not you. I figured it was you, but for some reason it's not you.
This time wasn't. I didn't crash the Rumble stream.
No, you did not crash the Rumble stream, but whatever.
What other Rumble was it streaming to?
We are streaming the Rumble, but we're also streaming to YouTube, Twitch, and
X.
and
But it did say that it's not streaming to Rumble anymore.
Yeah, I know. I just removed it.
Okay.
Okay, today we're going to be talking about a case called Garfolio versus New York City. Garfolio versus New York City. There's a guy named Garfolio, of course, who sued New York City for denying his permit. New York has something called the CCIA, which is the Concealed Carry Improvement Act, which is not a very good act at all, right?
Does the opposite.
Correct.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't improve anything. It was basically New York's
way to control, carrying.
Well, it was their post Bruin Hail Mary.
Yeah. So he applied for 2 licenses. One was a premises license, and the other one was for like a handgun, and the other one was for a rifle shotgun. Well, they denied him because they determined he lacked good moral character.
How'd they do that? Through his social media or
a bunch of different things? Basically, he had a court order against him like a long time ago regarding his ex-wife, but
which is incredibly common.
Yeah, but there wasn't like no convictions. But since there was no convictions, he figured I don't have to put that down because I was never charged with anything and nothing ever happened.
Right. Also, when you're putting down information like that, how do you know how to put something down?
Yeah.
It was a civil action for one thing, and he won the case.
Oh, it wasn't criminal. Okay.
Yeah, I know the Rumble's not streaming. There's some issue going.
So it wasn't an order of protection?
No, it was denied, but he didn't put down that he had one filed against him.
What was filed? Order of protection or
order of protection?
Okay, all right.
Okay. Interesting.
But that is super common in New York divorce cases.
Yeah. Usually lawyers will do it like preemptively.
Yeah, they'll knee-jerk reaction, just do it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's a bad guy. We need an order of protection.
Yeah. It looks good in court, and it allows them to control the other party and limit their access to the property, access to the individual, the kids, all that stuff.
Yeah. So what happened was he sued over it. And he sued in the Eastern District of New York, which is a U.S. District Court. And he has entered an agreement. There's a final judgment, and New York's agreed to this. They're going to give him his permits, and they're going to pay him $10,001.
$10,001.
$10,001. Yep.
I would hold out for 2.
Yeah.
So that is what's going on. New York is going to cut him a check for $10,001, and now they have 90 days to pay.
Now, is that legal fees? What is that?
Legal fees are in there, but it's also
just
pain and suffering,
damages, punitive damages.
Mm-hmm. So,
right.
Was this with the way New York is? You have to actually get a permit to get guns. Was this a permit?
It was a permit. He filed a permit to get a handgun and a rifle.
To purchase, not to carry.
Purchase, yes.
Because in New York, not only for every single pistol you buy in New York, you have to file a Mary May I, Mother May I.
Yeah.
form.
Yeah. But there was because of the CCIA, they added a good moral character clause to all the licenses, whether it's to own or to carry. Good moral character because they had to have a special need before, but now they have good moral character, which they are using to deny people.
So this is one of these crazy things that prior to the CCIA, a friend of mine in New York has an auto parts business, and his justification for a carry permit in New York was he brings cash to the bank. Well, the CCIA made it so that he can't carry his gun to the bank.
Yeah.
So he has a permit to take cash to the bank.
Which that was so Maryland was the same thing. Like you had prior to Bruin, you had to have a reason. You had to have threats on like with receipts, like showing that you had threats to your life, or carry very large amounts of cash on a daily basis, or close up shop of a business like super late at night, own a pawn shop, like things like that, which is ridiculous because, like you're saying, prior to Bruin, you had to do those. You had to have some reasons to have a permit. And then post Bruin, the CCIA made it so that
you can't take the gun to the bank,
which was previously their reasoning for allowing people to have permits.
Yes.
It's ridiculous. It's absurd. It's almost like none of it makes sense.
Like,
yeah, well, before, like a lot of people who had permits before. Oh, this is interesting. My Rumble payout of $1,337. Leet. Sorry.
Leaked? What?
Leet. Leet speak 1337.
Oh.
That was important to tell all your viewers.
I don't know. I just noticed that it's just kind of funny. No, but getting back into this, there's a lot of people that had a permit before Bruin in New York because they had special requirements, like your friend. And after Bruin, a lot of people lost a lot of rights because of the CCIA, which is up for a registration with the Supreme Court now.
It's amazing to me that New York State severely thumbed their nose at the Supreme Court and specifically Judge Thomas.
Yeah,
it's exactly why, and they're not shy about it. That's why they said they enacted the CCIA.
I love it. That's similar to how we rebel or are willing to rebel with certain things. That is their rebellion to freedom, independence, and liberty, and what everything that we're fighting for, that the GOA is fighting for, that other organizations are fighting for, other people, the complainants on cases.
But all of this, could you imagine? Like, you don't have a right to ride wherever you want on the bus, and people get a little sensitive when I talk about this. But this is like, oh yeah, you can ride wherever you want on the bus. You just have to fill out a form 90 days in advance, pay a fee, have
you
good
can only ride
character
between these streets and these streets, and these neighborhoods are
if you have a reason to ride at the front of the bus,
or even like a driver's license, right?
Which is a quote unquote privilege.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Back to you, John.
Yeah, you're exactly right there. You are 100% right there. That it is a privilege to carry in New York. It shouldn't be, because it's a God-given right, but they treat it as a privilege. The Antioch case is interesting, which is up for registration with the Supreme Court. It's already been GVR'd once, and it's going back now. So I think that they're going to take it. The lawyer that would be arguing that case in front of the Supreme Court is Stephen Stimbolia. The lawyer that's going to be writing the brief for it is Rob Olson. So we know those guys.
Nice.
And they're very, very smart guys.
Do you
Great
know
guys. I do. I know them and love them.
Maybe they're our attorneys also.
Maybe they're
they've been my attorneys in multiple cases, and they've been Rich's attorneys in multiple cases, and they've been Dark's attorneys in any case.
Yeah, I'm suing the ATF. Aren't you?
I'm suing the ATF.
You're suing the ATF?
I'm suing the ATF.
Are
you suing the ATF?
I think in a couple different cases.
We're all suing the ATF because the ATF, indeed.
How come you're not suing the ATF? You and the audience
is gay.
Not the audience is gay. The ATF is gay.
Yeah, no, the ATF. Well, if you're not suing the ATF, that could be categorized as is gay. But yeah,
I will look into that case. Yeah, there's Jordan. Jordan, they're his attorneys too. So they're probably attorneys for like half the people in the damn chat, but they're good attorneys. And I think.
Can we just talk about how great Jordan Vinrow is? Saint
Jordan,
Vinrow,
if I drive through your neighborhood, can I stop in and say hi and visit?
and say a couple
You're
of
gonna be nowhere near. You had to go about 4 hours west.
Well, I was going to go to Anderson Manufacturing, so I was probably going to be driving through his neighborhood.
Yeah, he just wants to go to the castle.
On the way back?
That's new.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to be anywhere near him on the way back, even if you do go to Anderson.
Well, it's Hebron, Kentucky, which is like whatever, Ohio.
Yeah, that's like far away.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be close.
I wouldn't be driving through Pittsburgh. I got an air mattress. I could sleep in the office.
Careful what you bring through that area.
I got nothing.
Okay. Don't tell them that.
Don't tell them I got nothing.
Just let me. I'll be looking for you.
He's got nothing.
Yeah. So this is definitely an interesting case, and it's a settlement. So that means that New York is not going to appeal it.
So did they go to trial or they settled before trial?
No, it was in the process of trial. Then New York said, "Hey, well, we'll improve it and give you $10,001."
So is that a strategy with New York to say settle this instead of having precedent?
They do this a lot. Before Bruin, there was you know why they call Bruin, right?
Because it was Bruin
was the loser.
Yeah,
Bruin was the loser, but there was also another case called New York State Pistol Rifle Association.
Oh, that's right.
And NYSPRA.
Bruin. And that one is referred to New York Pistol Rifle Association, New York State Pistol Rifle Association. That dealt with the New York City. And New York tried to say that if you buy a gun,
it's on mute. It should not even ring. I hate that it does that. My apologies, Crump. That was me.
If you live in the city, you have to buy a gun in the city if you want a gun, but you're not allowed to take it in or out of the city. So
hold on,
buy a gun. This is the original.
Yes,
Bruin.
That was the NYSPRA case. What is known as NYSPRA?
Yeah.
So you're telling me that you couldn't go to upstate New York to buy a firearm,
and if you bought a gun in New York City, you couldn't go to Yonkers.
Yeah, basically it was like an invisible wall. So you could buy it somewhere else, but you just couldn't bring it into the city. The only chance you had to bring a gun into the city is to buy it in the city, but then you couldn't take the gun out of the city.
And I'm sure there were just a plethora of offerings of firearm outlets like
well, there is gun stores in the 5 boroughs, but there's no gun ranges.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'll look tomorrow.
But here's the thing. They were sued, and they changed the law because they knew they were going to lose. And they did that specifically to moot the case.
All right, so this was at the Supreme Court, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they, the side hustle or gaming the system is like, we're going to lose at the Supreme Court,
which could create precedent for future stuff because it's civil, it's not criminal.
Yeah. So let's, just moot the case. We'll change things. And it's a big loser. It's a big loser way of getting around things.
But we would literally use the same tactics if we could.
Yeah, but we're not that.
Yeah, we're better.
We don't have that advantage.
We also care about freedom, liberty, and independence. I would like to make a comment about New York. I would like to say on the record that New York is gay, New York is stupid, New York is communist, socialist, stupid, dumb, and just stupid and dumb.
And I'm a refugee from New York. I went to the free state of Florida.
But you're headed up there.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Florida's not that free, man.
We're working on it. We can only sue so many people at a time.
Aren't you suing Florida?
I don't know if I can talk about it. Crump, you could talk about it.
I can't.
Rich is suing a sheriff down there and also the state itself.
for open carry.
Open carry. But DeSantis today said that he's pushing for open carry and the reduction of age by a firearm to 18.
Oh.
But there's a guy named Wilt Stimson, who's an NRA endorsed head of the Republican Party down there, who don't want to bring it up, but NRA keeps on endorsing him anyway, which blows my mind.
Hold on.
This guy's awesome.
Say that again. I missed a little bit of that.
Wilt Stimson is like the leader of the
Department of Agriculture, I think.
No, he's like the head of your legislature.
I think it's Wilton Simpson or something.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. I believe he's head of Department of Agriculture, which gives out the carry permits in Florida because they wanted it to be a non-political office that handled that.
Yeah. But what I'm saying, when he was the head of the Senate.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Oh, they're all rhinos. They're all. We have the majority in the Florida House and the Florida Senate, and they're all rhinos.
When he was the head of the Senate, what happened was he's now the agricultural commissioner, which handles guns, which blows my mind why that is even the case. Whatever. But when he was the head of the Senate, he championed Parkland. He also has, when he was the head of the Senate, blocked open carry multiple times, and yet the NRA.
Yeah, they continuously blocked the bill getting to a vote. So every term, every Senate term, there's an introduction of the bill or some form of a constitutional carry bill. We have what's called permitless concealed carry, which is kind of like don't ask, don't tell. I think it's stupid, but that they're kind of constitutional carry.
Whose phone is not on mute?
Dude, mine's on mute. It's going through my computer. I'll figure out a way to fix it. Because literally it's vibrating over here, but it's dinging through my computer. I'll have to mess with the settings.
See? Check this out.
NRA endorses Wilton Simpson for Agricultural Commissioner. The Senate president said he blocked 14 gun control bills just this year. The National Rifle Association, aka GAY, will marshal its forces to Republican Agricultural Commissioner candidate Wilton Simpson. The group announced an endorsement Monday for this.
You don't have to keep on reading it. I just wanted to show that, yes, this is the guy, this is the Parkland guy that is responsible for the Parkland bill. This is the guy that has blocked open carry in Florida. This is the guy that has blocked lowering the age back down to 18 to buy a long gun. This is the guy that got enhanced triggers banned, and yet the NRA endorsed him.
Of course they did. The NRA has no morals. They have no actual integrity. The NRA is a sack of it's like a body without bones. It is just a flubby sack, skin sack, a bunch of gay skin sacks. That's sorry.
Do you know who would have attacked him for his stances?
I would guess that maybe the GOA, maybe Articles on AMLAN, maybe people and organizations like
people with brains.
Yeah, people that aren't willing to just use the acronym NRA as a an enhance and muscle. It literally means nothing. The NRA is
they got us brewing. I have the same opinion you do, but then I got to check myself and say, hey, they got us brewing.
I know, and I wish that we could name something else that they did that was positive for the community, but. Bruin.
Okay, I want to say, okay, the New York State Rifle Pistol Association, they are tied with the NRA, but I like the New York State Pistol Rifle Association.
Oh, heck, of course, they're killing it. They're killing it.
Yeah,
it's one of those things where they're a little bit different.
Now, what are your
Just
thoughts
like
on the NRA?
California Rifle, California State Rifle Pistol Association, CRPA, California Rifle Pistol Association. They used to be affiliated with NRA. They're not affiliated with the NRA anymore.
Who are they affiliated with?
They're not I mean, they do a lot of work with GOA now, but and also Gun Owners of California. They team up a lot, but they're not affiliated with the NRA anymore.
Interesting.
But
What are your
Chuck
thoughts
Michelle
on
runs that
NRA?
organization. They're a pretty good organization out there.
So, Donald Crump Jr., what are your thoughts on the NRA?
Let me just read the super chat really fast. Please investigate Heather Horpy in Connecticut. She needs help. I am going to do that.
Thank you for letting us know.
Yeah.
I marked that down. I saw your other. I actually started back here. Oh, I started this one back here so I can look into it. So yeah, my thoughts is the New York is trying to. They know that they're going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they know that they were going to lose. So it's one of those things where this was a move, even though they were going to. This is admitting losing. They knew that this was probably better than appealing, going to a higher court and losing even more. Because they can limit the damage this way. Yep, NRA pulled all funding from CRPA before they detached.
So I apologize. I was asking your opinion on the NRA.
They have their place. I mean, I don't hate them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've done some good stuff. They have
the ROI is not there.
Yeah, for the amount of money that they
fleece
skim.
They're basically the gun world's version of USA.
Ukraine. Oh
yeah, I take a little bit of a softer stance than you guys do. I don't like to badmouth other gun rights organizations.
That's fair.
That's my job.
Unless they're in by the Door Brothers, then I did a whole podcast on those guys.
That is fair, especially being that you on a more professional level represent the GOA.
They're one of my clients.
Yeah, and with history and all that, I think you're held to a different standard. Now, us reckless podcasters, we can say whatever we want, but
yeah, full transparency. GOA is one of Black Swan Media Group's clients.
Yeah.
Which is a company I own. So
yeah. So I guess what Rich and I are saying, I don't mean to speak for you, but what I believe Rich and I are saying is that for the amount of money they fleece, smuggle, skim for
launder.
Launder Ukraine for the amount of money that they take in, the amount of ROI, the return on investment that we get for what they enrich themselves, or you know what I'm saying? We're not getting the value, and we see way more. Like if you look at these other gun organizations, that I guess I shouldn't speak poorly about individual gun organizations, but if you look at all of the lawsuits that all of the organizations file, you'll see that some actually, quite literally, only file lawsuits, and occasionally they may win some. You throw enough spaghetti at the wall, some is going to stick. You can, as you guys know, file anything. You could file a can of soup. You could file any lawsuit that you want. The issue is that when you look at the GOA, they file lawsuits and they win lawsuits. And they actually are making wins that are making major gains with our natural rights that are supposed to be protected by the Constitution. So that's why if I have to choose, I'm going to choose. I do support the GOA. I do support FPC, and I do support the Second Amendment Foundation. So I am actually supporting more than the GOA. I have zero connection to the GOA other than the fact that I ate dinner with Mr. Pratt himself.
Eric Pratt, yeah. I invited you to that, right?
You did, yeah. I had a delicious dinner of water.
Yeah. So Dark showed up for this dinner thing, and he just got water. He was like, "I'll just get water."
Yeah, I was like,
so Eric and I sat there and ate, and Dark drank water.
Yeah, it was good. The great water, reverse osmosis. It's XCal,
Yeah, well, it's in the expensive part of XCal.
Yes.
Oh, and we're going there tonight, right, John? We're going to the Sebastian Gorka lane at XCal.
I can't shoot a gun right now if I wanted to. I'm still healing.
Shoot a lefty.
Oh, I have tendon damage. It hurts so bad. Yeah. So I'll be back shooting. Really, right now I have to focus on definition knives.
Definition knives. Where would we find them?
Definition knives on definitionknives.com.
I dropped something.
Oh, and one other thing. Did you hear about Gene? They announced the cause of death for Gene Hackman and his wife.
Oh, what is that? I've been curious about that.
Crazy. Okay, she died. They died of two different things.
What?
She died of hantavirus.
What? Of what?
Hantavirus.
Hantavirus.
It's something that happens like in Africa.
Hente?
Yeah. Well, she died of that.
Hentai? Isn't that a kind of, well?
I think the medical examiner's making stuff up. I think he's got chimps throwing darts at the dartboard.
Or maybe someone paid him money to not realize.
So she died they estimate on February 11th. He died a week later of heart failure on February 18th or 17th.
I'm not buying this.
Yeah.
No.
So people are saying
died of starvation.
The dog died of starvation.
Yeah, but Gene Hackman had Alzheimer's too.
Hey,
so
his
wife was taking care of him, so he probably didn't realize that his wife was dead because he had Alzheimer's.
Oh,
apparently it's from rats and meese.
Yeah.
Thank you, Johnny Ba. I appreciate that.
Maybe the house wasn't as clean as it should have been.
Well, if I could see, if he has Alzheimer's, he definitely could lapse.
And wait, Hackman died of
heart failure.
Heart failure.
Yeah, cardiac arrest.
So she died of rat poop, and he died of heart failure, and the dog.
A week later. And when did the dog die?
After that, they don't have an exact date, but they think he just starved because no one's feeding him.
And apparently he had dogs outdoors also, and they survived.
Yeah, they can get water and stuff. The dog inside couldn't get water.
Oh, I can't imagine that.
That's terrible. It's a shame. That is a shame.
So he had Alzheimer's, so he probably didn't realize that.
It's my wife.
Why
is she still sleeping?
He was probably like, why is it so peaceful in my house? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? So it is sad. But it makes sense that he had Alzheimer's and didn't know. Probably didn't know that his wife was dead.
It's so funny because I had so many ideas on what had happened, and this realistically is the only one that logically makes any sense.
Yeah.
Because at first when you hear Gene Hackman, his wife, and his dog are dead, you think it's like a robbery or like a gang hit.
Something terrible, yeah. Or
something
that one of them does to everyone and themselves.
Yeah, or a gas leak. Like Mr.
Yeah.
Tang is out there.
Pew Tang.
All right, guys. I think we're gonna wrap this up. Are you guys coming over tonight?
What time? When's dinner? What's
10?
your wife make?
10?
We're eating pizza. It's a lunch and no meat.
We're having pizza tonight?
We would love to come over.
We'd love to come over and have pizza with the Crumb family.
Yes, we would be happy
John,
to come
I
over.
kind of feel like I'm already with you because I slept on your couch last night.
He did sleep on your couch last night.
Oh, I gotta check the cameras then.
Not the Somalian pirate couch, but your old couch.
Yeah, the couch that I got from you that's in my house.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. I gave Dark my old couch when I got my pirate couch.
Whoa.
That story.
Couches.
Yeah.
Yes.
People don't know that story. Oh yeah, I hurt my back moving those couches.
Yeah, that was fun. Moving them in alone was incredible. You should have been there.
Yeah.
I didn't mean it like that. You should have been there. That was good though.
LA Vino Latino, I definitely will do that. But yeah, it's the story of the pirate couch. Can we tell that really quick? In case people don't know what that is. I bought a couch, a custom couch that was on a ship coming over here. And it got stolen by pirates.
Yep.
Like Somali pirates.
Are you saying some Somalian pirate is kind of lounging around on your couch?
Yeah, they had to remake it. It took like an extra 4 months because the first
You're
ship
probably lounging around on way more than just your couch.
So, in other words, when it was Rome 2,000 years ago, I just saw this on Instagram. There was a snapshot of Rome 2,000 years ago and Africa 2,000 years ago. Instead of just the hut being in the two frames, the same hut, it's going to be a hut with a couch, John's couch in front.
Yeah. And I heard they also move precious metals that way too, and other things like that. If straight up, if I lived out there, I'd be pirating some boats. Have you seen what boats are now doing to pirates?
Yeah, well, I know they're putting armed security on them now.
They're exploding them from a distance.
Well, that was like a drone boat coming up.
Indiscriminately. Yeah. By the way, not my name, 100%. He did say, hey, we need to check on our old people. I know we were, making some I guess jokes. Taking it a little lightly and making some jokes. But seriously, though, everyone is someone's mother, father, brother, son, daughter, uncle, aunt. Seriously, take care of your people that are, becoming elder in their years, and make sure we take care of those folks, because look, they took care of us almost all of their adult life, almost all of our childhood. We had to have been taken care of by somebody. We need to show the same love, care, and compassion that they showed to us in our development and growth. So never forget about those people, because there will come a time that they're gone and you will regret not giving that care, love, and compassion and time to them.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I just wanted to bring this up. But we'll be back tonight.
Will we? After we eat pizza? What time are we coming by for pizza?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock for pizza?
Sure.
I would rather have a steak.
I'll cook steak. You want to bring steak over?
It's Lent, dude. I'm Catholic.
Oh,
fish? We could do fish meat. Do you eat fish meat?
I kind of have an allergy to fish.
You have a fish
allergy? You lived in the Philippines?
Yeah.
Kind of a bad choice.
They eat a lot of pork over there.
They have goats and pork and stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Somebody has to have a girlfriend.
Sheep. Yeah, cool. So we'll see you at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Are we going to be doing the Green Place, Bumble with an R, or
yes.
what? Okay.
Or Humble with an R.
Humble with an R. Yeah.
Or Mumble with an R.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will be doing the Green Place.
Okay, so only on the Green Place.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you know what?
Yeah, McRib isn't meat. We can have that.
That's true. Yeah.
I can't get pushed like you guys anymore in Rumble.
Oh.
What? What do you mean?
Did you lose your push privilege?
Yeah.
Do you need a push present?
No, it's because If the creator program, you can't be featured.
Hold on. You're telling me that all that effort you put into streaming 30 hours a month is now negatively impacting you?
I don't know. Because there's a large sum of money that they split between everyone in the creator program.
Okay, so like last night, for an example, the show that I did on my Rumble did 55. Hold on, let me open it back up.
That's more than I get a month on YouTube.
So this was 55,000 views last night.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, because there's this large sum of money.
That gets split between all the.
Yeah, but there's like less than 100 Rumble creators.
Well, I think this is definitely a conversation we need to be having on the live stream with all of our viewers.
So I just need to do another 14-hour live stream on Rumble.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be worth it to be featured or like a featured creator or a Rumble creator, a Rumble premium creator.
I never would have thought that it would have been a bad thing to achieve the goal that the platform is encouraging you to achieve.
Yeah, I didn't think so either.
So
it actually hurts my viewership.
So we have a question in the comments. Still no word on Snope v. Brown.
I don't know if I'm keeping my day job. The Snope v. Brown, it was supposed to go to conference today. Unfortunately, with the Supreme Court, we will not know until Monday.
May I ask another question? Do you believe that this month we may hear about what is to become
of the contents of the box?
What's in the box?
Flames and Receiver's?
Will we hear this month?
Do you think we'll hear in March, Frames and Receivers?
Only on one channel.
No.
Oh, yeah. When do they do it? Oh, they don't do it till like June.
May, June. Probably we'll hear something.
May, June?
May or June. But I don't know.
Decisions from the Supreme Court.
How do I say this?
Is he armed?
He could be armed.
It might not make a difference. It might not get that far.
I mean, I
because
think
of the ATF management.
I kind of think it.
John knows.
That's
the look of John knows a lot more than he's saying.
Look,
is this where we interview John? Who have you been talking to, John? Is there anybody you could tell us who you've been talking to that you haven't shared with us? How soon are you going to mute me?
I honestly think that it needs to go
could be accepted tonight, but I don't think it will be. I think we're gonna have to wait till Monday at least to find out anything.
I think the Frames and Receivers situation is so vital. It really needs to go to the Supreme Court and get
smacked.
Yeah, and I think that if we do that, you know what we could go after potentially after that? 1986, baby. GCA.
Okay, but you're confident on Frames and Receivers. I'm not that we're gonna win that.
You mean ACB?
What do you? So are you confident? Are you not confident in the potential ruling or decision, or were you not confident in the oral arguments? Because I was not confident in the oral arguments, but if the Supreme Court carries the same suit and they just by the APA alone, they should smack it down.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even
I'm not confident.
Okay,
I'm not confident that they're going to do that.
What about the case makes you not confident?
Listening to oral arguments, some of the stuff that ABC was talking about, like, it's not like going into the store and building ingredients. It's like getting a
recipe, getting a recipe of items that's going to become an omelet. Yeah.
And this is one of the things that Jordan Vinmer is saying. Vanderstock is a procedural case and not a 2A case.
Agreed.
And that's what I've been saying. And Jordan even called me up. I think you called me up and said, "Hey, you made a good point there," like about a month ago, because people are like, "Oh, this guy's going to the Supreme Court. They got to decide." And it's like, no, they don't. It's a procedural case. Even if they rule, hey, even if they rule for Vanderstock, it's a procedural case, so it only deals with.
So it's not really precedent. It's just going to be APA.
It deals with the rule. It's an APA case. Exactly. It deals with this particular rule. It doesn't.
On the definition of frames and receivers.
A win at SCOTUS wouldn't make a difference. It's not a frame and receiver case. It's an APA case.
It's an APA case. It's attacking the way the rule was passed.
But if that, and I agree, I understand and agree with what you're saying, but with that same logic, braces would still be under scrutiny, but they're not, because it got shut down in SCOTUS because they can't
get shut down in SCOTUS. Braces got shut down in the Fifth Circuit Court.
Or I'm sorry, the Fifth Circuit Court, but it was based exclusively on the APA, nothing to do with the Second Amendment. It was the Administrative Procedures Act.
Yeah, so frames and receivers is Administrative Procedures Act as well.
So wouldn't that also similarly apply to frames and receivers that are in question? And I'm genuinely asking.
No, because it only applies. It's an APA case. It only applies to this particular rule,
stating that
not every rule on frames and receivers. This particular rule.
Which,
got it.
So help me understand how this wouldn't allow unserialized, partially completed frames.
It would knock down the rule.
Okay,
but they can make another rule.
Right? I was going to say, yeah, they could make up another rule,
but under different leadership in the ATF. If they were smacked down and say, "Bang, you can't do that because that's not how the Administrative Procedures Act is used."
Yeah, but only really wait till May or June and take a chance, or would you rather have the ATF say we're pulling the rule right now?
Because a win at SCOTUS will not prevent future things like this. It has nothing to do with frames and receivers being legal or not legal. It has everything to do with the APA.
But which would be the process of them being able to do this or not?
It doesn't.
They would be able to produce another rule in the future, but it doesn't prevent another rule.
See, I would just expect rule. I would expect something like that to be like, okay, that means you have to go through Congress.
All right, so this is very frustrating. I'm very frustrated over it personally. John has explained this many times, that the way the Supreme Court goes, they don't say, "Oh yeah, this is the APA here, and here's the Second Amendment issue." They go for the lowest
law. Yeah, of course.
What they do is they're gonna do APA first.
Yeah,
and they will knock down. They're going to knock it. I mean, if they do knock it down, it's not even a Second Amendment challenge, to tell you the truth, because they're not going to even consider the Second Amendment because there's no Second Amendment challenge there.
Yeah. I understand that, but I guess
they're not going to consider Second Amendment arguments at all because there is no Second Amendment arguments. This is basically sole on the APA.
Yeah, this is on their ability to just write rules. Using the Administrative Procedures Act inappropriately, which would, in my mind, it would be like, let's say that we do win that case, okay? Which I totally understand that we could lose. I would expect that then after that, the only way they could make rules like that, I'm using parentheses, air quotes, would be if they're actually going through Congress and legislation.
No.
The APA,
that's not how it works. They can still make a new rule.
Yeah, the APA challenge is how they came about the frame and receiver rule. It's not the frame and receiver rule. It's how they got there.
That's the methods of doing that.
Interesting. So the only thing we can do is grab our guns and rebel.
It's like APA rule making the rule and then the Second Amendment issue. So we don't even get.
Yeah, so they make their rulings based on the lowest law applicable. So
it's a rule making process. So they'll just change up a little bit.
So yeah, they could make the rule in a more honest and effective way according to the APA, and that would be legitimate until it goes to the Supreme Court, and then they say, "Hey, this is a Second Amendment frames and receivers issue," and then it would get out to. So yeah, it really does matter whether this goes to SCOTUS or not.
Interesting.
If they pull the roll, if SCOTUS rolls against the roll, or if the ATF pulls the roll, the result's going to be the same. There's not an advantage.
And
the ATF pull the roll now, and then we don't have to put the eggs in the Supreme Court basket, which is not a guaranteed win. And in fact, a lot of the lawyers I talk to don't think it's going to be because of the questioning.
I mean, based on oral arguments, it was abysmal, but based on the history of what's happened in the last cases that were similar, I just assumed that they would say, yep, APA stamp, but no one knows what's going to happen in court. And just to address this, CNT, yes, of course, he says DLD, if they went through Congress, that would be a law and not a rule, of course. So that's why I did the air quotes with rule.
Are you talking about the bump stock case?
I was referring to bump stocks and braces.
Okay. Bump stocks and braces, that is a bump stock specifically. Let's talk about that. That's a lot clearer.
In the same.
The statutory definition is laid down word by word.
So that is
single function of the trigger. A bump stock does not work by a single function of the trigger. The statutory definition of a firearm is a little bit more murkier, so there's more play there. I do not believe that a unfinished flame falls under a firearm under the law.
Under their law that they have written.
The statutory definition of a firearm, I do not believe an unfinished frame falls under that.
I agree, but it wouldn't even get to
but I think ABC or ACB might think it does.
I believe.
I think it might be. I think Kavanaugh might as well.
So CNT, that's what I was saying. So when I said rules, that's why I did the air quotes, because they're saying that these are rules, but then they have the full effect of federal law behind it, right? So obviously, if something went through, Congress and was actually legislated, that would be actual law. That's why I said.
Well, what they're claiming that Congress gave them the authority.
Absolutely not.
Which, yeah, I don't think they did either. But that's their claim. And the bump stock case, they never claimed that Congress gave them the authority, because they can't claim that. It specifically sets out this is a machine gun conversion device, and the bump stock did not meet that definition.
And so mind you, so the bump stock case. I want to just air the dirty laundry. This was under the Trump administration. Mm-hmm. Trump encouraged the ATF to do this.
Trump did bad.
And this was breaking the glass ceiling of the ATF for reinterpreting language to come up with new rules.
Which is what spawned every single thing that we're talking about now.
Yeah. So
bump stocks, braces.
Big a fan of Trump as I am, this was the snowball that got pushed down the hill that created all these other issues.
Yeah.
All right, and I just want to remind everyone out there, if you go to xtechtactical.censored, I'm not going to say what and use code CRUMP10, you can get 10% off your orders. And these magazines, this is their AK magazines. The only magazines that run in my AKs are XTech. I have, this is their speed loader. This is a range. So this is what you take to the range. But these magazines right here, you pay for quality and you get quality, but you can get 10% off with code CRUMP10. And I highly, highly suggest you go get magazines from them. They have them for MPs, everything. They have like mags that you can replace the base plate, so you can add extra rounds and everything else. And they're freaking phenomenal. They are the toughest mags on the planet. So I just want to.
We're still live.
Are we still live?
We're still live.
Yes.
We're sitting down. I just got nervous because you showed the banana, so I didn't know.
Yeah, that's right.
Oops. They changed their thing.
Wait a second, I did that and I was wrong. You do it and you're not wrong.
Well,
right.
Yeah.
When you did it, we got kicked off. They didn't notice me.
I just went like this and showed that much of it.
That's all you need to do. Like if I took this, I'm just kidding.
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, you're right. I like it. I kind of screwed up there, but
no, it's okay. You lucked out.
I like how Rich did not luck out when he did that.
I'll say that. I mean,
I showed just the tip.
That's the way it is. I have streams where I'm showing complete units, racking them, tapping them, racking them, and all that. Here's what I'll say. So because
I'm going to answer another question after you get done.
Okay. Because of how much I'm committed to the frames and receivers thing, and because of how frustrating it is for me, I've built dozens and dozens and dozens of P80s and, careful with that, all sorts of things. It's super frustrating to me. It was so frustrating to me that I literally created a company selling jigs because I knew companies selling frames and parts and all that. We're not going to stop selling that stuff to be able to sell jigs by themselves with an unaffiliated company. And that's why I started DLD Hardware to sell jigs for P80s and things like that. I'm also sitting on cases of P80s, old school P80s, not just the 76 frames, not that stuff. Thank you. I'm sitting on cases of P80s. So if we do end up in a place where we can, here's the single pin jig there. Bow. If we end up in a place where we can sell frames again, DLD Hardware will be selling the old school. Whoops. I don't know what I just did there.
The old school ones they don't make anymore.
Yeah, they don't make anymore, but which you guys may see another company come out with in the future. Anyway, I'll be selling the old school 80% frames because I got cases and cases. I don't know, some would say pallets of them. DLD Hardware. So there you go. Provided that they're legal. And honestly, if they strike the rule down or if something happens and they say these are bad and illegal and these are all guns, I'm probably still going to sell them too as my form of protest.
Or I could sell them from my company.
Yeah, you could do that. Don't show that one.
This one?
Yeah.
Don't show it.
Don't show that one. Yeah.
All right. Well, let me answer these questions so we can get out of there. We're going to be doing.
Yeah.
We're gonna be doing another show tonight, so we can answer more questions. That's gonna be on Rumble if you go to John Crump Live or whatever.
Yep, we'll be doing a pizza show tonight.
Pizza and beer. Yeah. At Crumpy's.
I don't think any of us drink beer, actually. Do you drink? Crump, you don't drink beer.
I don't drink it at all. I don't drink anything.
I don't think I've had a beer in a year.
I come from a family of alcoholics. I don't drink.
Yeah.
When are you guys gonna do another call-in show? Well, it depends. We'll do one next week sometime, I think.
Great question.
Great question. They just want me to call in.
Well, no, we won't do it tonight. How soon could the Kansas machine gun case ruling reach the Supreme Court?
No.
That will be a while. But here's the thing with the Kansas machine gun case. That's an as applied challenge because that is
Explain what as applied means.
No matter what happens, it will not spread to the rest of the country. Like even if it goes to Supreme Court and the Supreme Court
the individual in the case.
Yeah. Even the Supreme Court says machine guns are protected, it only applies to that one individual. That's a criminal case.
Yeah.
So
no matter what happens there, it's not that case is not. There's no chance of that case making machine guns.
So if there was a machine gun case moving towards the Supreme Court and there was a win in that case, could that be precedent for a later case?
I mean, it could be referenced as a. It could be referenced as a. No, it's you can file something called a notice of supplemental authority.
Okay.
And you can file that in another machine gun case. A notice of supplemental authority. This is what SCOTUS ruled in this case dealing with machine guns.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it could help, but that won't.
Is that similar to a notice of supplemental authority?
Shut up.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll be back with pizza at 10 o'clock. but only
in near beer
on Humble with an R.
or Bumble with an R.
Yeah, on go over to Rumble, John Crump Live over there at 10 o'clock. We're gonna be doing it live from the studio. I'm excited. I entered. I bought some stuff so I can hook up and do it from the other studio.
We can hook up.
Shut up, man! You stop. He was talking about your deck and saying how much he loves your deck.
We're gonna
That's
go.
all he's talking about. He wants to take deck pics.
We legitimately were talking about deck picks.
Yeah. Peanut, that's interesting. I had no idea about the school zones. I mean, Trump has showed us that he is willing to make terrible decisions when it comes to firearms. So regardless of what good things are occurring, what positive things or what people perceive to be positive, always be wary of any politician at all, period.
Fire Runner, I don't think I've seen him in a while.
Fire Runner, he was in my show last night.
Oh.
Plutzel.
I think he was here yesterday too.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's in most streams.
Maybe he just doesn't go to my streams.
That could be true. Do you do streams?
Yeah.
Why would I? Joking.
Yep. He just said, yep.
There you go.
Well, hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate all of you. And you know what? I had last night, I just want to say this. I did a stream last night on DLD After Dark. And I told everyone that I think the Ruger RXM, although not an exciting big piece of like development, that's true. I do think that what it could be in the future with the Glock-related FCU model could be huge for different kinds of Glocks, but more importantly, things like subguns, PCC type stuff. I think it could be huge. So I said I wanted to get the RXM think of how cool it would be if there was like a little subgun thing with a folding brace, whatever, that you could just pop an FCU in and then throw any Glock compatible slide on it. That would be incredible, right? So I said I really want to get my hands on an RXM. So, I got to raise some money to do it. Last night, I had Hot Dog 990, excuse me, Hot Dog 990. I had Drew in Oregon and Rich and other people, Josh, Black Diamond Guns Gear, other people contribute. And I raised $400 last night to buy a Ruger RXM. So salute to you guys. I love y'all so much.
Nice. Good job. All right. So we're going to get out of here.
I don't think Peanut is listening to us. I think he's just spamming because I had addressed his comment and his follow-up comment was the same as his other comment.
You can go to
pepperoni or plain.
Cheese is good.
Cheese, yeah.
johncrump.locals.com. The next, we have 3 more books to give away to people who sign up to be a supporter and sign book. But other than that, we're going to get out of here. Thank you so much for watching. Our latest member is Hot Dog and not my name.
990?
Is it Hot Dog 990? Nice.
Yeah.
Hot Dog, you're the man. He sent a $200 chat last night.
And he gave a lot of memberships away.
Yeah, and he probably, dude, crazy.
I think Drew has 2 accounts. I think that's Drew from Oregon, and he just has a second account.
2 accounts. Yeah, could be. No, we know it's Hot Dog. We love you, Hot Dog 990.
We love Hot Dog.
And Drew in Oregon. Here's a virtual hug for all of you guys that contribute to the channel.
Did I mention how much I like Dick? Heller?
Yeah, he loves Dick.
Heller.
Yeah, there. Bye.